afternoon, my name is Keely McClurg and I will be presenting my resource package on area and perimeter. This resource package is targeted at a Year 5 cohort, and the misconception surrounds the fact that students believe there may be a direct relationship between area and perimeter and they can't seem to find the difference between the two. The first thing I will do is I'll look at a diagnostic assessment task which has been taken from the website IXL. Here students will be exploring an online engaging tool where they'll be looking at area and perimeter, and it'll be able to give me an example of their prior knowledge and also where students need to be at. The first activity I will be doing is using straw polygons. For this activity I've got pre-cut straws of 15, 10 and 5 centimetres. I've also just cut little bits of pipe cleaner which are 5 centimetres that you can bend to join the straws. So I've done one for it as an example. I've used two 15 centimetre straws and two 5 centimetre straws. So students will create these and then they will draw them in their book and measure the lengths. As an extension activity for that, students may make more complex polygons and calculate the areas for that as well. The next activity I will be using is geoboards. These are also a great activity for students to start to see not only perimeter but area as well. However, for this activity I'll be writing up on the board a list of measurements. So for example, students will need to make a square which is 4 by 4 centimetres, and they'll also need to make a rectangle with a perimeter of 12 centimetres, which is 2 by 4. They'll need to create these on their geoboard and then write them in their books with the measurement. You can also do extension activities for this and have students to make irregular shapes, not just rectangles, and calculate the perimeter there as well. Once students are competent in perimeter, you can then move them on to area. And the first area activity I've got is using these maths cubes and explaining to students that one cube represents 1 centimetre square. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes represents 7 centimetres squared, and so on. Once students start to get this idea, you can then move on to activities such as name banners and also the centimetre grid masterpieces. So for here, students will use grid paper using the same concept of 1 square equals 1 centimetre squared. They will need to draw their names on the grid paper, and they will then need to work out the area of their name. You can start off by doing small pictures for students who haven't quite grasped the concept. However, as an extension activity, you can get students to do not just their first name, but their last name as well, and making sure they're calculating the area. And lastly is the assessment task. For this assessment task, you could do something such as getting the students to design their own house using this grid paper. For this activity, you would tell students to create a rectangular shaped house with a perimeter of 20 centimetres by 30 centimetres. They then need to mark out 3 bedrooms in the house, each with a perimeter of 5 by 3 centimetres. For differentiation, low-level learners could create a 1-bedroom smaller unit, and you can also, for the upper-level students, you can create a house that has an extra level, or you can also create houses which bedrooms have all different shapes, different perimeters, etc. After designing the house, students must work out the area within each room using the concept of 1 square equals 1 centimetre squared. And they'll then need to work out the area within the whole house, so each bedroom, the lounge room, kitchen, etc.